Hello and welcome to the Ram House Video Podcast. I'm Tony Clark, the Marketing Director. Today I had the privilege of interviewing Melissa Woodson, our Executive Director, and she brought some encouragement for year-end. She talked about the Good Neighbors Fund, yearly contributions, and some other things. I hope that you enjoy this interview. Okay, Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about the Good Neighbors Fund with the Roanoke Times?
Yeah, it's going really well. Last year we collected $280,000. And, at the time I thought this is a COVID miracle because so many people were sending us money because of that. But now that things are in a more stable position, hopefully, I didn't think that we would collect that much. And we decided as a team to goal it at $175,000. Little did I know. It's been like Miracle on 34th Street every day. We get these huge piles of mail that come in. And currently, and this is December the 29th, without putting into our accounting software today's mail, we have $189,215, which is 109% of goal. The Roanoke community is so giving and so caring, and some of the fallout from COVID has not stopped. And I think that they recognize that, they care about their neighbors. And I will tell you that each time we open up an envelope here, we get excited that so many people love Ram House and they love our clients and they really care about them.
And some of these stories, Melissa, they're heartwarming because Ram House, through this Good Neighbors Fund, has been able to help so many individuals and families financially. And if folks want to read some of these stories, they can certainly go to the Roanoke Times. If you're not receiving the newspaper on your doorstep each morning, you can always go to roanoke.com and read these stories. But these are some amazing stories of folks that have been really helped through our financial aid department, through the Good Neighbors Fund. And we thank the Roanoke Times for that.
We do. They're wonderful and they really care about us. They have gone out of their way to help us in every way possible, including the printing of cards for us to send to people who wanted their loved ones notified of their donation. The Roanoke Times does all of that printing for us. So they know, being in print these days is very hard on budgets, but they continue to love on Ram House, and we are so grateful.
Let's go on from there, Melissa, and talk about maybe year-end contributions, general donations. How is that looking for Ram House?
Oh, man, we've been amazed. Ram House the last 2 years has done really, really well. And I think part of that, Ram House this is its 50th anniversary. And since 1971, we've doing so much in this valley so efficiently with so little funding. And I think that the goal for our team was we need to tell our story better so that more people know what we do. So with this hashtag I Am Ram Fam campaign and some of the wonderful marketing that has been done by you, by our fund development committee, we're really seeing where people are starting to understand how important Ram House is. And I didn't know what to expect this December because December is always our make us or break us month. But we have done almost as well as we did last December. And I am so pleased by it.
Hashtag I Am Ram Fam. And we certainly are appreciative to Wheeler Digital for helping us with this campaign. And I think that I'm going to let you discuss this. The I Am Ram Fam, what is that intended to relate to contributors and to volunteers? Being an I Am Ram Fam, what does that mean exactly?
It means that we're all in this together. And as a community, we're all responsible for those who have less than we do. And from the volunteers who are here every week, many of them are here every week, to the people who walk in our doors and bring us food and bring us clothing and drop off checks, to the people that follow us online and cheer for us, We're all Ram fam, and each little thing that everyone does builds a momentum. And what we're seeing and what we're trying to make people understand is that everybody's a part of this. We're all a part of this. We are a family here. Tony, you know it. Our staff is really close, our board, our volunteers, and we are Ram fam. And I think that phrase, I'm so blessed that Ram rhymes with fam, because that's a modern millennial term. And it's gone over really well. People are excited to hold our sign that says I am Ram fam. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen it in our social media. I think we're building a culture of giving here, and everybody shares in the excitement of the success.
And again, I think it's to incorporate, again, all of the volunteers, the staff, the contributors, from individuals to churches to organizations. We're all a part of this team, and we're on the same team. And I think that really relates to bringing us together with the I Am Ram Fam, hashtag I Am Ram Fam. So that's been a tremendous success so far. So let's switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about we recently started something brand new, and that's an online auction. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the development team was concerned when we were coming up with ideas. And, when you do events for the first time, you never know if you're going to make money or not. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to be put in place. And with the COVID crisis and the fact that we knew come cold weather, people were going to be inside and there was a more chance of seeing spikes in the virus, we decided we didn't want to chance any of that. So we did our research and we came up with an auction site. There was very little overhead. And then we beat the streets and we talked to our artist friends and we talked to businesses all over Roanoke, more than I can list. And people were so responsive. So we ended up with very little overhead, and we ended up bringing $3,200 in. And for a first-time try during a period of fundraising with COVID still in the background, I was so pleased. I thought that went really well and was a very efficient way to raise money.
Okay, so let's move on from there. And the listener or the watcher of this Zoom video podcast, maybe they're with an organization, maybe they're with a church, or maybe they're just an individual watching this program. How can they help, Melissa? How can they help Ram House? How can they become a part of the I Am Ram Fam team?
It's very simple. If you want to volunteer here, you can go to our website. There's a very easy link that tells people how to fill out a volunteer form. We have a wonderful coordinator for our volunteers for events. Her name is Rachel Vogely. She will get that form and she will be in touch with them. I think one of the things that's very important moving forward and that we're experiencing is a rise in the number of community people that we are feeding. And I think it's directly related to inflation. And I think some of it may have to do with we have a tremendous chef in-house and volunteers that know how to cook. This is not just a soup kitchen. This is a restaurant. But I do think inflation has hit. And unfortunately, the fortunate thing is that we're helping more people, because when we help people eat during the day, they can save that money to pay their rent or to pay their electric bill or to buy their medicine. We get a lot of senior citizens in here. With the number of people that we're feeding, we have recently had a lot of trouble having to-go containers, having water, having vegetables, and having canned fruit. Canned fruits and vegetables are very important here. We have meats. We've been doing very, very well with that. And we do get a lot of donations from BJ's and Starbucks, believe it or not, does almost all of our breakfasts here. But the community really needs to help out with those side items, instant mashed potatoes, rice. Those things are going to be very important because we're feeding virtually twice as many people as we were last year, and our cupboards get bare. So the more we get of that, the better off we are. We're also looking for volunteers in our kitchen that may want to just fill in when we have a blank spot or someone gets sick and can't come in. We're not asking people to work every week. We're just asking people to maybe fill in once a month. And I think that's a very rewarding experience. You don't have to know how to be a gourmet chef. I think a lot of our volunteers come in and learn a lot, and they appreciate that. So that's another aspect of things that's greatly needed here. I will say right now, we are chock full of clothing, and we only have so much space. So right now, I'm sure we'll be asking come summer, but right now we're doing really well, and we don't have any more space for that kind of thing. But the food, please, the food.
And for example, with the food, if someone wants to go to BJ's and buy a lot of water, a lot of coffee, a lot of canned goods, what can they do with those? Where can they drop them off?
We're here 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's probably pretty nice to stay away from being here from 11:30 until 1 because of the lunch crowd. But other than that, drop it off. It's very simple. You can come to the front door and you will be greeted with care. Sometimes if it's a lot of stuff, we'll bring it in the back way on the dock. But a lot of times if it's not a whole lot of stuff, we can just bring it in the front doors. We're at 824 Campbell Avenue Southwest.
Fantastic. And for those that have been volunteering, those that are giving, what would you do to encourage them to keep going, to keep at it, and to not give up?
I think that there's a reward that comes that people don't expect until they do it. And it leaves you with such a good feeling. You know, our volunteers here, they really believe in what they do. They feel good about it. So I would say to give it a try, you know, to just come in and give it a try and not to feel intimidated by the process. There's so many fine people here. And I think that we have a I Am Ram Fam mentality. Volunteers and staff here will embrace you as such. So come on in and join us, volunteer for us. I think you leave feeling a better person for having done so. I know every day that I leave this building, you know, I'm so filled with gratitude. People will say to me, thank you for what you do. And I'm like, no. It's something that comes back to us. And I think you feel that too, Tony. You know what I'm talking about. It's that internal. People like us don't go into this field because we want to make big money. That's not why we're here. We're here because we care about the people. And it is such a soul filler, you know? So, and I also think that sometimes people, when they have other jobs and they do something 40 hours a week, I think that sometimes to do something different is really a peaceful thing. So those are some of the things that fill our hashtag I Am Ram Fam.
So there you hear it directly from the executive director of Ram House, Melissa Woodson, and come and be a part of the I Am Ram Fam. Our doors are wide open for you, and we thank Melissa today for the interview, and we thank you for the encouragement, Melissa. Thank you for that.
God bless.